I've been wanting one for a year, but I just never wanted to spend the money on it. It is 95 degrees here today in Michigan. Way too hot. I did go out and splurge finally. I've had trouble with my air compressor over and over. I bought myself a present. Check this out. A Viair air compressor. I've been wanting one for a year, but I just never wanted to spend the money on it. I have another compressor I'll show you in a minute. Petered out after 9 months. I don't know, maybe it's overuse or something. Here, just a second, I'll take it, open it up and show you the parts. So it's got two of these great big cords so that when you charge it from the battery, then you can run these big cords around, and it's a super nice bag here. It's got on both sides, it's got these big cords, so that's nice. And then it's got this extra thing, and then the compressor is like this, and it's very heavy. With the compressor comes this super nice, great big pressure gauge with a squeeze valve, and then it has this long piece that has a little tab on it that I have to put on. I'll do that in a second. This, it shows, see, it hooks to your batteries. I keep these locked because, you know, I've got tools in here. And here's the old air compressor that I bought, and it's just a shame to throw it away. It was like $80, and it works for a little bit and then it just quits. Plus, it really doesn't have the power that I need to pump up the tires. So I'm gonna see if I can give it to a small machine shop. Maybe they can fix it. I like how they put the tape on there to seal it. I don't know if it's really tape, it looks more like some kind of paste. to hold this part. And then I can crank this on. I am not very mechanically minded, as you might notice. That's probably good enough. I really cranked it on there tight. And plug the hose like this. Oh, fun. There. Nope. There. Okay. Okay, so pull that down. Okay, I got that on. It does come with a couple extra things. It does have this on the side here where you can take this off. I don't know if you can see that, and you can change the filters, and it does come with a couple extra filters. When it came, it didn't come with that on there. It was just the port inlet. So then put that back on. There's the extra filters that it came with. So I can put this on here, and then I can pull this back there. So now I got all this hose. I've got the pressure gauge with a very long handle. When I go to fill the tires, then I'll be able to reach down and get onto that tire and then just pull this lever. Then I've got, you know, long enough cord here to hook onto the batteries. So I'll update you more on my Viair air compressor. I always check my tires before I go on a trip, just to make sure. And I keep my front tires at about 85 to 90, and my back tires at about 90 to 95. 95 if you're carrying more water. Try not to carry water because it cuts into my gas mileage, but if I'm carrying more water because I'm going boondocking, then I want to have that extra pressure in the back on the duals. One thing you'll notice too, and I know you RVers know this, that when it's colder outside, your air pressure goes down, and when it's hotter outside, it goes up. So usually in the summer, I'm just releasing a little air from the tires, and it's winter time. Even though I'm in Tucson, it still gets cool at night, and I still have to add a little air then when I'm, you know, as the season changes. I've had a couple times where my tire stems on my duals have come loose and have been leaking air. And I've taken them to a garage twice. They fixed one side once, and then they fixed the other side the other time. Fixed that extension on there, and they didn't charge me anything because there was nothing wrong with the tires. So I usually give the tech who went to all that work of lifting those big tires off a $20 tip. So the reason I know how much air I need in the front and the back is that when I was down at Livingston, Texas at the Escapees campground, they have what they call SmartWay, and I'll put a link to that below in the comments. And SmartWay is pretty cool because you pull in there. It's designed just for RVs. They have you pull on with full of water, full of gas, and they even have your tow vehicle on. And then they weigh your front, weigh your rear, and they weigh your tow vehicle. And then they write it all out on this report and give you a nice report estimating what your tire pressure should be. Then you have the Michelin tire charts too. I have Michelin tires. I'll put a link to that below too. I'm very happy with the Michelin tires, and what I do, and I'll show you later, once a month, every 30 days, I treat them with a rubber protection that is designed for aircrafts to protect their rubber. And I put that on instead of putting on tire covers. I just think that's a big hassle. And this rubber protectant that I put on not only my tires, but rubber around my windows. I go up on the roof, I wipe down my plastic on the roofs with my 2 air conditioners, my vent, and then I go along my slides, protect them and keep the rubber supple and fresh. It's a little hard because my one slide, the one right up there, it does not have a topper, which I think is very unusual, and so I have to extension pole and rub a rag around it and spray it really good, and then rub back and forth on that gasket because it's exposed to the sun a lot. Also, I have an app that is really cool on my phone, reminds me of my maintenance things and sends me a message on my phone when they need to be done. And so I have a maintenance schedule that I put together from all the different websites that give me ideas for what needs to be maintained on a routine basis. I wanted to show you, I was concerned because of the cord for my Starlink, and sure enough, today they mowed. And I don't know if you can see it, but I had these orange bricks that someone suggested on Starlink group on Facebook to put the orange bricks on, and I'm sure glad, because you can, I don't know if you can see, but he mowed right along there and he missed my cord. Had he not seen that and was hurrying and mowing and mowed right over it, I don't know what that would cost to get that 75-foot cord replaced for my Starlink. One thing I had to do, if you look at this poor design that Newmar did, they have this pipe that comes down, and that cap used to go right there. And whenever you took the cap off, there'd always be some seepage out of the black tank and a little out of the gray, and so it would splash down inside here and all over my feet, and that was so disgusting. And so on Facebook, I found the other Baystar owners have bought this extra valve that I can shut, and so I can shut that valve and then shut those, and then I can open this one, and all that stuff that's sitting in there goes ahead and goes on out down the drain. Our MagnaShade is working pretty good on the inside on this 95-degree day, but when the sun's directly on it, the light rays pretty much come through, as you can see here on the cat bed. See how much light is there? Now over there, you're not seeing as much light on the dashboard, but when the rays come directly through it. I bought this Temp Stick, which hangs on the wall. I put it on with Velcro, and it has a sensor in it that is supposed to tell us, you know, if our electricity ever went off. Carries a couple AA batteries. If the electricity went off, it should send us a report if the temperature rises too high in our RV because of cats. But I don't know. Now that we have Starlink, I'm going to try to use it again. The only problem with it is setting it up. Like if the batteries go dead and you have to set it back up, it is a headache. You can tell it sends you messages every so often to let you know your temperature is good, and then it sends you alerts if the temperature goes out of a certain parameter. I finally called support because I couldn't get it to recognize my Starlink. They have excellent customer support. Right now I'm going to do some maintenance work on the RV. Today I need to lubricate my steps and my jacks. This is the 3-in-1, and I use this on a lot of stuff. I use this on the slides, on the jacks, hinges. The reason I like this product is it lubricates with silicone, but it doesn't attract dirt, and you can spray exactly like in a crack or crevice. I use it on my awning too. Or you can hold it, press it like that, and you can press it and it sprays more in a burst. My wife a while back bought this yoga mat, a little handle, and she never did use it for yoga, but I'm glad I kept it because it works perfect for when I have to get down underneath the RV and do any maintenance work. So I'm going to get underneath right now and put a little bit of this 3-in-1 oil on my jacks. I got these SnaPads. They're kind of expensive, but you'll see that they work really well, especially when you're on rock. They come down. They give you another inch in height. They were kind of expensive though, and they are heavy. It's a little fun to get down under here and spray it on. And wipe off the excess. Look at this foam gasket here. This foam gasket is supposed to be glued up to the top there, and the sticky stuff fell out of it. I'm assuming that it's for keeping grease and crud from going up in the jacks, and it might also absorb a little shock when the jack pulls up. I don't know. But since it came loose, I'm going to use some of this Gorilla Tape and put 4 little pieces on it to try and hold it back up in the position it's supposed to be. So you can see I got it hooked back up. There are 4 pieces of Gorilla Tape. I don't know if it's going to hold though, because it's not sticking very well to the foam in the dirt.